Hey guys, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Opinions from the Sideline, mate. The number one podcast in Australia. How you going, Jimbo?
Yeah, good, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Look, we want to first of all apologise for our absence last weekend. I know a lot of yous, a lot of loyal supporters, mate.
Oh, we were in the bottom of the drain there for a while. They were after our Brisbane Lions copped a shock loss to GWS at the Gabba.
After the 3 points,
it's taken us a while to sort of get up out of that trash bag and go back to our jobs and just resume life as normal.
I know it was a bit of a struggle, mate. We did slide into a slight deep depression for a bit there, but
look, we don't joke about depression.
No, not that we want to joke about that, but no, look, it was a devastating loss, Jimbo.
Yeah, it was. It was. Where to even start? It was a disappointing end to a great year,
yeah,
and that's the way you've in hindsight we've had to look at it, and they've come from 15th to second, and we couldn't be happier with the progress that we've had this year, so we can't be too disappointed.
And it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah.
So definitely. there's no decline. The boys are all improving. They're all young. They're all hungry. So it's going to be.
Congratulations to Chris Fagan and Zorko for leading this team.
Absolutely.
From 15th to second in 1 year. So
fantastic.
Pretty awesome.
We got the Brownlow coming up on the Monday night. Jim coming.
So hopefully Neil polls well in that.
Look, I'll be optimistic. I don't think he's probably going to win it, but
I think his back half of the year just tape it off a little bit, even though he was still very good, his first 12 games of the year were just phenomenal. But I think he'll jump out to a start.
Yeah, he will.
And then I think he'll get pegged down.
Because I guess everyone was playing so well, so it's hard to sort of gauge those votes.
Zorko pinching votes off him.
And he was being tagged a lot, and a lot of the defense were focusing on him in the midfield there, so it's hard to sort of get those votes. But fantastic year from the boys, which leads us straight into the AFL there, Jin. The finals that's been going on, but
so the recent weekend we had the two prelim games that have just sort of finished up last night. The first of that was Geelong versus Richmond. So interesting game.
It was a really good game to watch. Whoever watched it, it was a high quality footy game.
Yeah.
Very up and down, very fast. I think Geelong were able to sort of hold on to the game. They played their style of footy, which was controlled and very
a bit of a slower, more controlled type
exactly
of footy,
like sort of working it through the middle into their 50 there. It wasn't sort of the crazy football that Richmond likes to play.
The chaotic, just grubber forward and the small forward and pressure. Just
quick hands through the middle and they're out.
Yeah.
That's
Geelong jumped out to an early lead and they took the lead into half time.
21-point lead into half.
Yeah, so and to be fair, like if they executed a bit more of their shots in front of goal, they had enough possession there to probably go in with a 30 to 40-point lead, really. They were happy enough to take the lead in, but when you only have a 20-point lead against Richmond, you can never count yourself that you.
There was times there in the end of the second quarter where they really could have put them away.
Absolutely.
But that's what happens if you don't put Richmond away, mate. It's anyone's game, especially in AFL finals. So
it's so important to have momentum, but when you have momentum, actually execute, and that's exactly what the Lions couldn't do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's obviously what Geelong couldn't do either, and Richmond made them pay.
And that's where they're so good, Richmond.
Absolutely.
When you got guys like Grimes and stuff down there in your back line, it does make it a lot easier to sort of hold teams. But it was a fantastic game, and Richmond are looking to be the favourites there, Jim, I would say, heading into this final next week. So
so obviously we know Richmond, they're up and about. They haven't lost a game since the bye.
Yep.
They're playing really good chaotic footy. They should go into the grand final as favourites. But let's look at the other side of the tape there. We got Geelong, a team that they've got their core group of stars. They're not getting any younger. Your Dangerfield, Ablett, Selwood, Hawkins.
Yeah. A lot of the older team.
Have they got another year in them to compete, or do you think Ablett's going to pull the pin? And
I think if Ablett pulls the pin and you're losing Tim Kelly, look, it's going to be a hard ask.
So for those who don't know, Tim Kelly looking to request a trade back to West Coast.
He wants to go back home.
He did last year in the trade period, but that deal wasn't able to go through.
Yep.
So he had to stay in Geelong another year. He's looking to leave again this year. He's one of their best players.
Yep, in the midfield there, one of their best.
Kelly, you
lose Ablett. Do you? They'll still be good. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
they'll still be a top 8
team.
Yeah. But do they have a year to sort of crack it at a finals?
A real
grand final.
Yeah. And I don't think so.
I don't see it.
I don't see it. No. I think this was their chance. I think Richmond are going to be Richmond, I think, to be honest with you, Essendon's going to make the jump. GWS have obviously made that jump
They
now.
will. Yeah.
And I think the Lions are going to be pretty.
I think we're a top
competitive
4 team. I think we're a top 4 team.
So I think this was Geelong's chance with this current group of superstars they've got. I don't see them going again next year with Ablett and Dangerfield and Selwood.
It's such a shame because they had such a good year. Obviously, such a good home and away season. Like they finished minor premiers. We're looking very strong through the year. So a bit of a shame ending for Chris Scott and the boys. But look, here's what it is. This is AFL footy.
They're going to lick their wounds, mate, and try and come up with something in the trade period. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
That's definitely. I don't think they've got another one in them, Jim. I think that was, like you said, I think that pretty much was the line in the sand.
I think so.
But you never know. Look, this is AFL footy, so crazy things happen. But you got on the Saturday night then, Jim. Sorry, before I even jump to that, we were going to sort of give our best on ground, who we thought probably had the better game. I'll start with you, Jimbo.
I've gone for the Richmond Tigers player Dion Prestia.
Okay.
He had a really solid contribution there with 28 disposals, 2 goals.
Yeah, of course.
He was a really, really solid pickup. That's the second one now from the Gold Coast. The other one who I thought was right with him, obviously, was the other ex-Gold Coast man.
Poor Gold Coast.
Big Lynchy. So this is
Suns
the poor Suns. I mean... But yeah, but you got to tip your hat off to Richmond. That's just solid recruiting.
Very good.
They found a vulnerable Gold Coast team that weren't able to hold on to players, and they went after their men, and their men have been able to fit into their system very well. So
Tom Lynch, what a game!
They've done a very, very good job on getting guys from different clubs in to complement what they've already got.
Absolutely.
But Dion Prestia for me, I think he's going to be
best on ground.
I think he's going to be pretty good in the final as well. He's a really tough contested ball winner. And he's going to be really strong in a grand final situation where it's more contested footy. Yeah, he's going to be tough.
I had it in my mind. For me, it was going to be probably Tim Kelly with 31 disposals, 3.1.
In a losing side, that is a very good performance.
It's very good, and he did play very well.
Yeah.
But I've got to tip my hat off to Tom Lynch.
Yeah.
The young fella, first prelim to come out and kick.
It was his first finals campaign of any kind. Yes.
And he's young fella, 5.1 on the scoreboards, 5 goals, had 19 disposals as well, and just was everywhere. It was a monster. No one could bring him down. No one could get a hand up and support. Like, he was just in the contest as well. It didn't matter, 2 or 3. There was one mark, I don't know, I can play it now and try and find it, but he, I think someone had grabbed his jersey and was clawing him down.
Yes,
and he still managed to fight 2 of them on him, mark the footy and go to ground. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he's a strong young boy. Yeah, he's a
and
strong
the length on him is just he's going to be a monster for his whole career for the years to come. As long as he can stay healthy.
It's good to see the obviously with a lot of teams going to the small forwards.
Yeah.
Your Riolis and all that sort of thing, Charlie Camerons and Tip and Woodies and stuff like that. It's great to see the era of the power forward not over yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Your Jonathan Browns, your Wayne Careys, your Gary Ablett Seniors.
Yep.
It's so good to see a powerful big dude go up and just take contested marks, marks, and bring them down. I like that style of footy. I hope it sticks around a little bit longer.
And he moves so well for his size. That's the difference, I think, Jim. And that's probably what's going to separate him. The Shaquille O'Neal of the AFL, mate. He's going to be very good.
He's got a big future ahead of him.
But look, sorry, Tim Kelly, but I had to go late minute in change for Tom Lynch and best on ground for me, Jim.
So over to Saturday night.
Yeah, another interesting final.
One of the best finals I think I've ever seen. It was a nail-biting game. GWS Giants prevailing over the Collingwood Magpies by 4 points.
Who would have thought, Jim?
Honestly, heading into the game, with the Toby Green saga. Let me get you a touch on that. So,
Tell us about it.
Heading into the game, one of the stars of GWS, obviously bloody eye gouging people left, right, and centre. He's from the bloody mafia or something. So what?
Look,
what's your take on whether firstly he was fine to play against the Lions, which that's controversial enough. But then he got the suspension for this game. What do you see? How did you see that?
Let me give my opinion. Opinion from the sideline, pun intended. To me, if you're Toby Green, probably the best player for GWS in their forward line.
He's certainly up there. Yeah, he's certainly up there.
You've got an incident which I thought was worse with Bontempelli the week before.
Yeah.
eye gouging, they said, but the way it looked, it just didn't look good what he was doing on film.
Pulling his hair.
Yeah,
well.
like it just looked grubby.
It's just a douchey move, yeah.
And you get let off, which is lucky in my eyes.
Yeah.
You come against the Brisbane Lions, had a good game against us.
Yeah, played well.
And beat us by 3. But then in that game, you look around and then you literally go to the head area of Lockie Neal. Don't tell me it wasn't. He said he was going for the footy or didn't realise the footy.
Mate,
don't give me that bullshit. Yeah. You could easily tell how on purpose you went up, looked around, and went up into his face, like
grabbing his nose and eyes. Like, come on,
you've done it for years, mate. So you can't expect us to suddenly go, "Oh no, he didn't mean it this time." Like, come on, mate. And you can't expect to get off. And everyone who's in his team and everyone who thought he deserves to get off, you're all idiots. Yeah. You don't do that again the week after and expect the AFL to let you go when they've already done it once. So.
And this is exactly the point. So if you're looking at the two incidences separately. Yes, 100%. The Bontempelli issue, the first one.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely worse.
It is worse.
And so I can understand why people are complaining in the Toby Green camp, going, well, if he got off that one, why did he get off the second one, which probably wasn't as sort of malice with an intent, you know. But the way the AFL, like, you've got to look at it from just a standard AFL point of view. They've gone to Toby Green, let him off the first time. Purely to say, look, we want as many stars playing in this final. We don't want to have to rub anyone out if they don't absolutely have to be rubbed out. Yep. So we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt to play.
Yep.
I don't know if that has anything to do with the AFL's golden team, the GWS Giants. That's a whole other story.
That's a whole other.
They let him play. They said, look, honestly, if you do anything like that again, and you're going to cop it, he did something similar the next week. To me, that's a big spit in the face of the AFL.
It is.
That's a big FU to the AFL. So I can understand why they've banned him. That, you know, you got
to make a statement at some point. You can't allow a player then to go to the face area, a strike to the face area a week after an incident that he had on Bontempelli. So look. That's my opinion on it, Jim. Yeah. I think he was an idiot for even doing anything like that. You think you'd be weary, but
he's going to be playing in the grand final next week. So
good on him, and there'll be videos if you didn't see on our page him at the end of that one where he's absolutely stoked, man. I think he realised how lucky he was to get there. I'm very lucky. So
touching on the actual game, it was a close for the first sort of. It was a wet footy, so it was close and contested pretty early on.
Yeah.
But GWS seemed to just hit another gear in the third quarter there and really pushed ahead.
They sort of transitioned to the conditions a bit better, I probably think.
Yes.
Would you say, Jim?
Yeah, definitely. They're a tough, even though they're quite a young team, they're really tough and contested. They're big, they're big-bodied midfielders, and they're hardened in the contest. So they were able to just assert dominance there for a while, but. And when everything was meant to be said and done, it looked like GWS were going to run away with it very comfortably. Credit to Collingwood for coming back. It was really exciting last 15 minutes of footy.
From what I watched in that second half, you knew Collingwood could do that. You know, they're a powerhouse. They have the players that can do that.
Yeah.
So it's like what I was in that fourth quarter. I was going. I just couldn't see it.
They looked down and out.
They just flat. Yeah. I just didn't see it. But then, look, they obviously got the team to do it, and they did do it. So, you knew once they gained a bit of momentum, it could just completely change.
Full credit to them for coming back.
Yeah,
they almost they put themselves in a position to actually win that game, not just to get close. They could have taken that lead very easily.
And it's almost, would you say, Jim, a bit more gut wrenching to lose by just a couple points.
Yeah.
You'd probably rather lose by 30, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely, because you don't go home and lay on your bed knowing you were 1 centimetre close from playing
one goal. And the thing is, though, Jim, how much time do they spend in their 50 there in that last 10 minutes, mate?
And that's exactly right. They asked a lot of questions of the GWS defence, but full credit to the young boys there, led by Phil Davis. He was injured most of the game. He's the captain, the heart and soul of the back line, and he looked sore, but he just soldiered on and just played a rotation. He knew he couldn't sit out because they needed the rotation on the bench. So he was really selfless captain in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really impressive.
Yeah, hats off to him as well.
So we move on to the have you got your best for that game?
We better do the best on ground.
Yeah, show us.
Look, it was a tough one for me on that one, Jim. I had Zach Williams, I thought, had a really good game.
He was
in the midfield.
He was actually really impressive.
I think he was quite because they put him in the midfield there, didn't they?
Yeah.
And he had a very good game. He finished on had a goal, 25 disposals.
Yeah.
I thought for the young fella, he did very well. So I'm probably going to go with him for my best on ground, Jim.
Yeah.
Looking off the stats as well because I know Grundy has always had a bloody ripper game in the ruck there. So look, I'm going to give mine to Williams. on that one, Zach Williams.
I've gone with one of their better midfielders. He's not as spoken about in the media as much as, your Cornelios, Josh Kelly's and the like. But I like Taranto. I think he's a real X factor for them, because when guys like Kelly and Cornelio get tagged, he's the one that, along with Whitfield, obviously he wasn't there. They're the guys that cop the tag, but Taranto's the one that makes the other team pay. He goes, if you want to tag him, I'm going to be the one to step up.
Exactly
and
right. Yeah,
and he had nearly 30 touches and a goal. So
any 26 disposals
for me that can rack up that amount of disposal and still hit the scoreboard, they're the
Really
most
good.
valuable players on the field.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
There's no point getting 30 touches if you're not going to kick anything forward of centre.
Yeah, exactly right.
The guys that can rack up those possessions and still be an offensive threat, they're 100% the most lethal players to have on your team. So I think Taranto's a huge X factor.
He did have a big
And it's
game.
going to be big this week, because I know Richmond, with Grimes and things like that, they've got a couple of taggers they can use there. So it's going to be interesting to see if they use them.
Do you tag?
And guys like Taranto and Josh Kelly and things like that, they may get off the leash if players like Toby Green and Whitfield cop the tag,
Yeah,
So,
and that's if Whitfield plays, I guess. We're still
he's what, appendicitis. So
appendicitis. I don't know.
I think he'll get up.
Whoever's had their appendix out before, it's not fun.
No,
but
surely he'll get up.
Yeah,
It'll be 2 full weeks of recovery by the time the game actually starts.
Exactly. So I think
they'll make sure he's ready. Yeah.
And look, with Whitfield and Toby Green back, they're all for a chance, mate.
Yeah, I don't count them
They're
out.
all for a chance.
I mean, obviously
as strong as Richmond
will be going ahead in favourites, but look, they showed in front of 70,000 Collingwood fans that they can play against that sort of high.
Very impressive, wasn't it?
High sort of boo crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's booing them, and it was a high octane environment, and they came in there and showed that they can play up against it, considering they only have about 400 fans in the stadium. They don't have much bloody support, so
for such a good team. But no, especially going against Collingwood fans as well, mate. We know how that can be.
Yeah.
But no, look.
Prediction for the granny, mate.
Prediction for the grand final, guys. Look, as much as I would love to see GWS win their first flag, mate, I think Richmond are going to win that. I think they're almost too good. I think.
Yeah, I know.
The way they play that high intensity crazy footy.
Yeah.
I think that's just going to be too much for GWS. And they're very experienced.
Yes.
So
this to me has a little bit of Brisbane Lions versus Essendon 2001 about it.
Yeah.
Essendon came into their favourites, had won the flag the previous year. The Lions, came in as underdogs, and ended up rolling Essendon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back GWS in. I know.
Okay.
I know Richmond should be favourites. Sports bet and things like that. They've deservedly shown that they should be favourites with the season they've had.
Yep.
But I feel like GWS, they've been mounting for this for some time. They've got a hell of a lot of first round pick talent.
Okay.
And I just feel like if anyone's gonna do it, it'll be the start of this dynasty. They've got that many first round
so many
picks.
young talents and picks as well, don't they?
Crazy.
They're going to be good for a lot of years.
They would literally have first round draft picks playing in the NEFL. Like the amount of concessions and things they've had to start their team reminds me of how the Brisbane Lions / Brisbane Bears received those compensation picks and were able to develop this almost super team.
Yeah, of course.
That's the way it's evolving to me. And I said a few years ago that it wouldn't surprise me if GWS did the three-peat like the Lions did back in the day.
Yeah.
Not to say it's going to happen, but
you never know.
They're the only team that I see now that have, other than the Lions and maybe Richmond, that could actually build a next dynasty for 5-10 years.
Yeah,
not just 2-3 years. They just have that much young talent that if they stay, that they're going to be a force for so long.
Probably the main thing, isn't it? Is everyone sticks together and and they can obviously build more talent with those first round.
100%. So it's
going to be good.
Look, I understand Richmond should be favourites, but I feel like with the talent GWS have, they have every chance to go there and cause a huge upset.
And do you see them? So you see them sort of. If you're going to go, okay, GWS, do you see them sort of punishing Richmond then, or do you see them?
No.
Do you see it being more of a
if they
close
were to
match
win,
as
it'd be a grind out game the way they did it
Same
against
with
Collingwood.
Collingwood, yeah, okay.
They just grind them down, and eventually just come out on top. But all they need is belief.
Okay.
GWS need belief. If they can stay in the game till halftime, I feel like they can run over them. But
we've seen that.
The problem with Richmond is the problem with GWS, sorry, if Richmond get up by 5 or 6 goals in the second quarter,
okay,
they're not going to overcome the crowd. It's just it's going to be too much. They need to be in it at halftime, and then from there, you just don't know. Like,
yeah, it's going to be very interesting, man. I've taken the day off, Jimbo. So
yeah, good.
We'll get around the final.
Yeah, good.
We'll obviously get you an episode next week as well. We'll have a few brews, and it's going to be a fantastic day, mate. We're really looking forward to it. But that's pretty much the AFL. It's coming to an end, unfortunately, Jimbo.
Yeah.
But with the AFL, I think there's always the NBL starting up, the National Basketball League that we do enjoy. The NBL Blitz is on this weekend, Jim, with our Brisbane Bullets in there as well.
Yes, exciting.
So it's all happening in the NBL. It's all starting up here. There's one probably thing I was sort of looking at with this Blitz, Jim. It's obviously pre-season guys. You can't see a lot. There's guys aren't playing, coming back from the World Cup there. So
I mean you're not gonna use the Blitz to see where teams are gonna finish at the end of the bloody year. But it's good to see. It's good to see sort of how players get rhythm with other players and how young fellas and imports sort of
that's what you're looking
for the Australian style of play.
And you're looking for little diamonds in the rough that are sort of coming up a bit more this year. Guys like your Will Magnay for the Brisbane Bullets, who's played really well this pre-season.
He seems like he's really taken a next step in his young career.
He has, which is really good to see.
Yeah.
Brisbane boy. So he's
up the Bullets.
He's playing well. There's one guy I wanted to look at, and that was Melo Ball.
Yes.
I was and RJ Hampton, of course. I was sort of seeing how those young fellas would sort of go. Playing against sort of men, a little bit more high quality than obviously high school basketball.
Yeah.
And look, LaMelo Ball's really, really impressed. I'll just read you off a couple of his stats, Jim. So, against the Melbourne Phoenix there, Southeast Melbourne, he had 21 points, 3 rebounds, 0 assists, but...
he doesn't need to pass it, mate.
No. Just getting buckets, mate.
Straight buckets.
And then he had 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists against the Perth Wildcats.
That's a solid performance.
Who were the winner of the last year's NBL title. So, look, very good couple games from him.
Yeah.
Very impressed. The way he's moved and played against these guys coming
experienced defenders like Damien Martin was playing against the Perth Wildcats outfit that are very, very experienced and good defensively.
Probably one of the better defenders in the league when he was in his prime, mate. So,
the best by a country mile.
He so very good coming off the pick and roll. Looks very smooth with his floater.
Yeah.
His jump shot at all it's looking very good still.
Yes.
Even with their unorthodox style.
The old Ball family. They haven't got the most orthodox jump shot, but look, it seems to be working for him. And as you touched on there with his floater, because he's a solid 6'7", he's playing the point guard role. He's able to pass over the top of defenders and also
you're right.
And he's getting his point now where his floater and his 3-point shot are getting over the hand of the defender. That right there is a huge advantage that he's got. He's going to be able to. I reckon he's going to be able to impact this league in the regular season.
I think so as well. The way he's sort of looking now, and he's only going to get better as the season comes to fruition and continues on.
Yeah.
Look, he's only going to get better, and I can see him turning into a top 10 draft pick in the NBA. So with this year in the NBL, I can see it.
If he puts up just solid contributions throughout the whole year, in points and assists, there's no reason why he can't be top 15 pick.
And RJ Hampton as well has looked good for a young fella this preseason.
Solid, very solid.
New Zealand. So I think his last game he had 11 points, 5 rebounds. And just looked really good, looked really smooth out there. So happy for the young boys. It just
proves that this young gen program, this is no gimmick.
No.
This is no joke.
People are watching.
These kids are legitimately Div 1 prospects, college wise, and they're coming out here and they're playing now for their career. It's not just playing for high school team anymore. This is. You play to eat.
Their life, mate.
You play to eat and feed your family.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
These kids are going to give it everything they've got to make it to the NBA.
You're playing for that lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So it's all in their court now. I see them both going very high in the NBA draft. I think it's going to make a bit of noise. There were 17 draft scouts at the Blitz this weekend, mate.
Yeah, and he put up that solid game where he had a near triple-double.
So they'll be watching,
mate. Against an established Australian professional basketball player. So
they'll be watching through the end. It's only
going to give him credit. That's pretty impressive.
And it's only going to get better for, as you said, the next gen. The guys are going to come over and they're going to play here instead of college.
Yes.
The NCAA is going to have to do something because that's going to be
they're going to lose too much talent.
Yeah, this is going to end up being the traditional route.
They'll do something to stop it. It's a matter of how long.
They'll stop
how long we can keep getting these kids. kids
They'll start
before
paying
the
them,
NCAA put their foot down.
They'll start paying them. You wait. I already read an article on the other day, whoever hasn't seen it, about them looking to start paying some of the top players or allow for them to get shoe contracts and just stuff like that. Because, it's going to be the way it goes. Yeah. But look, Jim, it's...
So, exciting season ahead, though.
Yeah.
So, how do you see the Bullets looking? I mean, they've got... Kadee, Sobey, Glidden.
Speaking of the Bullets, mate, we've been repping the boys, hey?
Come on, guys. We got a solid squad this year, mate.
Very good squad.
And coached by Lamanis,
World Cup coach, mate.
World Cup coach. So they're going to have a bit of continuity between those Australian Boomers players. I mean, they're all, Kadee, Sobey, Glidden. They've all had experience, in and around. Hodgson has had experience.
Absolutely.
They're going to be well accustomed to the type of basketball that Lamanis wants them to play. And, Lamar, they've been able to retain Lamar Patterson from last season.
Yeah,
he
that was
a
big
shining light
signing
for them. So
we did speak about him a couple of podcasts ago, how big of a signing that was.
He is a big signing. So...
Yeah, we'll definitely get to a few games. Chuck it on the potty as well.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll try and do a lot more. We'll try and get to a lot more live sporting stuff and sort of film it and sort of do a vlog version of all that sort of stuff as well. Expand the horizons, mate, on the podcast. We're not just two blokes sitting on a couch. We are a lot more, mate. What does the NBA say? We're not just athletes, mate. We don't just dribble a ball. We're more than just podcasters,
more than that.
mate. We're it's going to be good. We'll do that for you. Get you a lot of film, a lot of in-depth action shots, mate.
Yeah, for sure,
boys. Yeah. But it's going to be good. If you haven't been getting around the NBL, I know I've been slack the last few years, Jim, with it. Definitely a lot more NBA based. But man, the people that are coming in and the expansion of the league, it's going to be very, very good this season.
The level of talent out there, it's risen another whole step from last season.
It's going to be very good, and we're very excited to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to give one massive shout out, Jim, before we finish up. Going back to the AFL, there was a video I saw this morning, and I had to sort of chat about it.
Yeah.
Eddie Maguire for the Collingwood. No, that's but he actually went down to the GWS locker rooms.
Did he?
And actually shook the hands of all the players.
Wow.
I'll put a bit of the footage up of it now.
Wow.
Actually went out of his way after the game, went and shook all their hands. I think that's just a classy act from someone who's probably ripped on more in the AFL than anyone else.
He does cop it a lot. He's just very passionate.
He is. Which is understandable.
We joke and everyone laughs and a lot of people don't like the Collingwood supporters and everyone has their reasons. Fair enough. I don't know. I like Eddie Maguire. I feel like he just wears his heart on his sleeve. I can understand how that comes across as annoying, arrogant, whatever it is.
See it how you want.
He just loves that club, man. Like he would do anything for the club, and you got to respect it. If you had any club in the league would take someone in that president position who has the passion and the desire to want to win, then he does.
And how successful has Collingwood been over the last 10, 20 years, man? So they're always up there.
Yeah, and say he's arrogant, say whatever. I think he's out there. He would do anything for that club. He loves the club.
Absolutely.
And he's gonna be upset when they lose, but everyone is. It's a high emotional game.
But I just thought to go down. I thought that was just classy to go down there and congratulate the GWS first final.
Yeah, good on him.
Good on him, Eddie. I thought I'd better give you a shout out on the podcast, mate. Yeah. Never misses an episode, Eddie Maguire. So no.
Look, it's on right between hot seat and bloody Fox Footy after the bounce.
It's so good on him. I thought that was really good, Jim. But look, that wraps us up. Guys, we're focusing more on the Aussie side of sport at the moment, Jim, with the AFL and the NBL coming up now. So there'll be a lot of
touch on the NBA down the track.
We will, of course. The NBA preseason starting very soon. So look, we love our NBA, mate. So we'll doubtly be talking about that. So look, very much looking forward to it, and we've got a lot of content to come, Jim. A lot of stuff to talk about. So thanks again, guys. That pretty much wraps up episode 12. We're at 12 already, mate.
Wow.
Can you bloody believe it?
That's crazy. That's awesome.
12 episodes, guys. We're going to keep going, try and improve every week. But, watch out for Facebook and Instagram if you want daily updates on all the things that are happening sport-wise as well. And, look, have a great afternoon, guys.
Cheers,
Appreciate
guys.
it.